Guys and girls, welcome back to another video. Today we're checking out the Nano Cortex. Let's go! So welcome back to another video. Today we have the Nano Cortex. You already saw my video comparing it to the Tonex. If you didn't, go check it out. It's linked up here or in the description. But I ordered the Nano Cortex not only to review it for you guys, but also because I was searching for a platform for live. I didn't want to spend a lot, so this was the maximum amount of money I wanted to spend. My live situation was mostly either amp, a small combo amp with the TC pedalboard, but recently I started using the Tonex one as an amp with the clean and distorted Marshall loaded into it. But yeah, trying that live made me feel that I could have everything in one box with the effects. And so I compared the Tonex pedal with the Nano Cortex, and at this moment in time the Nano Cortex is winning. But first, let's hear some sounds and then I'll give you my opinion. I will show you also how to make a capture, and yeah, let's go, and then we'll go to the conclusion. So, I will show you from the app what I see, but basically you have all the, you can see here the presets that are now assigned to the foot switches. Here you can see all the presets that are preloaded. You can have, I think, 65, something like that, a lot. But yeah, then you scroll down and you have all your neural captures, which are 25. You can have 25 of them. And yeah, as you can see, I did the capture of my my amp in all the different settings with the Tube Screamer, with the Boss DF2. And I made some presets with the included neural captures from Neural DSP, and I also made some presets with, of course, my own captures, and some captures that I downloaded from the network. I also uploaded my neural captures to the Neural DSP website, so you can check them out. They are free to download if you have a Quad Cortex or a Neural DSP Nano Cortex. But yeah, for example, this is a JP2C channel 1 that I downloaded from Sweetwater Studios. They have great presets, and yeah, this is the presets that I created. It's like a early John Petrucci clean sound. So yeah, it's basically the JP2C with the settings as you see on the screen right now. The cat that I'm using in this case is a known Hammer 4x12 rectifier pack of AR that is really great. And the effects, as you can see, there is a noise gate, although in this case it's not necessary because it's a clean sound. There is the modulation, and here is the settings, and here is the reverb. Which right now, as you know, it's only one type of reverb, one type of delay, one type of chorus. But I do believe that they will add some in the future. But, and it's a big but, if you need more effects, don't buy this with the perspective of future updates, because you don't know if they will come out and when they will come out. So I suggest you, if it works for you as it is, go for it. And when it updates, if it updates and when it updates, you will get more stuff like it did for Tonex users. But don't buy it on, planning for future updates that potentially may never come. But yeah, the effects included are really nice, I have to say. For example, this is the tone that I created with the Neural DSP channel 3, and yeah, it sounds amazing. I also had a little bit of yeah, noise gate modulation, a little bit of reverb, and in this case I'm using the rectifier 2. Of course there are some Mesa impulse responses preloaded in, but I do think that this one sounds better. And of course you can change the parameters of each. So for example, if you go into the preloaded ones, you can move the microphone and change the type of microphone. In the ones that you upload, you have less options. You can, high pass it, low pass it, and set the level. So this is a preset with the on-hammer IR. I will show you with different IRs. This is the preloaded one from Neural DSP. And of course you can also change all of this stuff from the Neural DSP, from the Nano Cortex itself. But I think that is a little bit harder because you don't see what you're doing, which in some way it's better because you start using your ears, so you can flick with the between the different IRs with the rotary on the second foot switch. But I don't know. I find it much more useful to do it with the app because it's easier to change the stuff visually. And yeah, you're still using your ear, but you can have the Nano Cortex on the floor and in standing and with your phone in your hand or on a stand, and it's much more comfortable than staying down or at the Nano Cortex and flicking its little switches. I think it's much more intuitive to use the app, and it's really well done. So why not using it? But let's check out the other IRs. I also did a preset for a lead tone for Petrucci, and yeah, it's sounding really great. In this case, I'm still using the Neural DSP preloaded one with the same on-hammer cab. Yeah, the effects, as you can hear, they sound amazing. I really like the delay when it's going back and forth, because if you're gonna have one delay, it better be good. Yeah, this one is, and I have to say I also really like the chorus. It sounds really good, and it's a Boss, if you don't know, and yeah, it sounds amazing. Also. And see what we want to use. For example, let's use the Bogna fish from Neural DSP. So here is the Bogna alone. And you can also change the values of the knobs from the app itself. So as again, something that is very useful when you're standing up, Nano Cortex is on the floor. And yeah, you don't have to stand down and hurt your back as we guitarists always do. We're always down to the pedals. In this case, you can do it standing up. It's much more comfortable. And yeah, this is for example, the Bogna fish. Let's add, for example, the 4x12, which is also from Neural DSP. Let's go for something more wild. Let's check some of the preloaded presets. For example, this is one of the stock presets on the Nano Cortex, which I really loved. And yeah, it's basically a Princeton from Neo DSP with the Princeton cab. This one, for example, is the same preset but with more delay and with the octaver on. This is with the baritone, which is something very useful that you can use the transposer in the front. So as you can see, the effects, you have the noise gate and the pitch. So here is it without it. Which of course is really useful for some really heavy stuff. So for example, let's go to the Petrucci tone and let's add the pitch. So yeah, it's really cool, and you can go really down with it. You can go for like 12 semitones, and it's like... Or you can go for something like... So yeah, it's a really cool feature. And yeah, the noise gate works really nicely too, because even with the wireless single coils and the wireless sound, you can have a a silent stuff. So for example, the preset for British Elite is really noisy, because the gain is almost all the way up on the capture, and as you can hear, we're in the even in the with humbuckers you have a lot of noise. But when you turn on the noise gate, and by the way, this is at 10%, it's really nice. It's not absolutely, almost never in the way, but it lets you play. As you can hear, I said that it lets a little bit of something in, because if I am playing with very low volume, I want it to cut through. So yeah, the noise gates, very nice. Let's go for a more clean tone. So for example, let's go with the 65 Deluxe, in this case from Tone Junkie, or yeah, let's go for the Princeton from Neural DSP. In this case, let's take the Princeton, let's turn everything off, and you will hear what I hear. So let's set the gain to 50. Clean kind of sound. So yeah, it's a little bit of dry, so let's add some reverb, for example. And in this case, you can see that you can set the decay, the mix. And by removing the damping, you can have a lot more tail. Of course, you can add the decay for and making it like very infinite. So the cool thing about this is that it never cuts the tail of the effect. But of course, you have to keep in mind that if you have a preset like this, it's probably going to go forever, as you can still hear it. So you can add a little bit of damping to slow it down a bit. So yeah, the reverb sounds really nice. Let's go for the chorus. As you can see, you can select the different modes, and on the DC2W, which is the Waza version of the old DC2 from Boss, you have 4 buttons, 4 different choruses, and you can select them, either one of them or more than like 2 at once. And for example, this is on this rotary, you have the 1, the 2, 3, the 4, and then the 2 plus 3, 3 plus 4, and they all sound great. I particularly like the 2+4 and the 3+4. Yeah, 2+4 is really nice. Then the delay. As I said, it's an analog delay. You can either have the ping pong on or off, but it's a really good sounding delay. I've used it in some presets, as you've heard before. And yeah. And you can have a lot of time, as you can see. In this case, you can hear the modulation rate and the depth with which the repeat, fade out. But of course, you can have slower time with a lot more feedback. Let's see. And as you can see, when you turn it off, it still goes on, because when you change the preset from one that have the delay, one that doesn't, there's no, it doesn't get cut off the tail. So you have to bear in mind that if you have a really long, like this one, delay, it could be an issue. So turn the feedback down. And yeah. So this is basically how you use it and set it up. You can of course assign one of the presets that you created to, for example, the high gain one, simple, or the high gain transpose, or for example the soul bender lead, or the clean jubilee. You can assign this to foot switch, and so for example you can assign to the B foot switch, and that way you have it there and you can change it. So for example, my capture volume is a little bit high, so I can lower it. So yeah, this is basically how you use the app and the Nano Cortex. Now let's see how you can make a capture. So now, for example, make the capture of a pedal. You can do it from the Nano Cortex too, but I think it's much more easy to do with the app. Again, because it's really well done. So you go up here on the three dots and you can create a new capture. You have to follow the instruction. So as unfortunately I forgot to plug the return, so the output of the pedal. So I did all the instrument, I did the monitor out and the headphones. This is the signal coming in, and you can see on the app too, and on the gain knob, if it's green it's good enough. As you can see, we are in the green, so we're good. The output level is okay, and then we can start the capture. We can also turn on a, for example, in this case, an IR loader. In this case, we are capturing only a pedal. It's a really high gain pedal, and I noticed that you can use some pedals with IR, and you get a great sound with only a pedal and IR. And I know I'm not the first one to discover this, but yeah, it's pretty cool to do. And this pedal, I think it works well. Then you start the capture. You have the neural capture in progress. So in the meantime, you can add the name and the metadata of the pedal. So in this case, it's an O-tone. What's called? I don't remember. The gent. Yeah. Of course, I did a video dedicated to this pedal alone. So if you want to check it out, it's up here or down in the description. But yeah, so it's a stomp. You select the stomp. You can add the tags. And this is the, as I said, O-tone gent high gain pedal, for example. And you can add a description. In this case, I'm going to add that it has the knobs at the drive. It's, I can't see it because it's turned on. Drive is basically on 10, 9.5. And yeah, you can select, for example, it's for, you can select that it's made for guitar, for example. And yeah, you have to just wait. It usually takes around 5 minutes. Most of the times it takes less. But yeah, and once it's ended, you can demo the capture and the real pedal. And we will do it in a second. Let's wait. So once the neural capture is ready, you can have it alternate automatically between the neural capture and the other. Let's keep the rectifier on and let's check out the difference between the real one and the source. This is the source. So yeah, we can save to the library or save to the slot. In this case, I want to save to the library. And so yeah, this is how you create your own neural captures. So of course, you can create the captures as I did of an amp, of a tube amp. You can either use the line out as I did with my Marshall, but you can also use a mic. The only issue is that you can't use mics that need the phantom power. Because it can provide that power, but all the other dynamic mics can work in the XLR. It also has a boost function from the signal in the case that the microphone needs a little bit more, signal input. But yeah, it's really easy, as you can see, and again, you can do it from the Nano Cortex itself, but I think that from the app it's much more easy and intuitive, and you can do it for example, into another room. Maybe you have the amp set really loud and the Nano Cortex in there and you're out. Yeah, it's really, really convenient. So yeah, it's a really, really cool, versatile platform. And my initial thought when it released was like, why? Why only 2 foot switches? Why no screen? Why only one effect type? But after using it, I finally get it. I mean, it's still limited by the fact that you can only use one neural capture. You can have, for example, a capture of a pedal in front of the neural capture, which is something that I hope they fix in the future with an update, because if there is the processing power for the transpose function, I think that you can replace that if you choose so with a stomp box, for example. But we will see. Right now we are stuck with this configuration, but for my personal use, it's good enough. The fact that it has 2 foot switches, but they are A/B, means that you can have 4 presets at a time. But with a expression MIDI out, you can control them, or via USB, you can access to all the presets that are captured. So I think there are 60, 65, if I remember correctly, but you know, a lot of presets. And you can access all of those via the via a simple MIDI switcher. For example, like the M-Wave chocolate MIDI switcher, which is like $30 from AliExpress. It's like 60 from Amazon, but get it from AliExpress. It's exactly the same thing. You won't get better warranty from that. And yeah, it makes it a lot more versatile, because I discovered that you can you know, you can add these foot switches to the to the foot switches on the Nano Cortex. So you can have your 4 presets assigned to these, and other presets changing with the chocolate waves. So at the same time, you can have like 6 presets. You can have like, so at the same time you can basically have 8 presets, but you can also go up and down the banks with the chocolate. So you know, you can have every preset at your own feet, but without changing banks, 8 presets, and in this really small package. And that sold it to me, just because the ease of use of the app, the fact that it sounds amazing, and the fact that for making a capture, you need only this. So you go to a place, you make a capture, you don't need the computer, you don't need anything else. That alone is basically the selling point for the Nano Cortex. The effects sound really good. And right now, I think this is one of the best platform for live usage. If you don't need a lot, if you need, you know, different pedal simulation, if you want to sum an overdrive to your neural capture, this won't do it. Right now, as it stands, it won't do it. And I suggest you not to buy it on, you know, planning future updates. Just buy it. If you like it as it is, you're good to go. Otherwise, just wait. If it finally gets updated, you can buy it. And right now the price is going down, by the way. So yeah, right now I think that this is a great pedal platform. But yeah, it could use some improvements. For example, I would love to be able to have a tap tempo for the delay, because right now it's set. Not having it at your foot is stupid. I think you can have I can have it on while the tuner is on, for example. By the way, the tuner is amazing, easy to use, fantastic. The interface is really convenient to use. A screen would have been cool, yes. It's necessary, I don't think so, but I would have loved for the indicator of the switches to be a little bit brighter. I think you can set them to be brighter, and to be able to change the color of each preset, so like you can do on the Tonex, for example. It also has a fantastic feature when used as an audio interface with your PC. It's the fact that you can record the DI signal from the out 1 and 2 and the preset signal from the out 3 and 4. And that way you can use it for reamping, because it has the feature having the capture out and the capture input from here. I hope that the future updates makes it even more versatile and, you know, powerful. But as it stands, it's a great amp in a box with some really good effects. But yeah, this is it for today. Let me know in the comments if you liked it, if you plan on buying one, if it fits your need or why it doesn't, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!